For more than 2,000 years, one legend has refused to disappear. A lost civilization said to possess knowledge far beyond its time. A story dismissed as myth, yet never truly forgotten. In 1929, deep inside the archives of the Topkapi Palace in Istanbul, historians uncovered something no one was looking for: a forgotten map, drawn more than 400 years earlier. It dated back to 1513, and it was signed by an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis. At first, it didn't seem extraordinary, just another Renaissance-era map. But the more experts studied it, the more unsettling it became. The Atlantic Ocean, parts of South America, mapped with a level of detail that felt far ahead of its time. Then, historians noticed something even stranger. Piri Reis had written notes directly on the map, and in those notes, he explained that this wasn't original work. It was a compilation based on several much older maps. And that raises a disturbing question. If Piri Reis was copying earlier charts, who created those maps, and when? The reason this map still causes debate today is simple. Parts of it are shockingly accurate. The eastern coast of Brazil, for example, roughly matches modern geography, despite being drawn just a few decades after Europeans first reached the Americas. But the real controversy appears at the bottom of the map. Some writers claim this southern landmass represents Antarctica, sometimes even described as Antarctica without ice, something that would completely rewrite history. Here's the reality. Most historians strongly disagree. They argue this shape is more likely a distorted extension of South America, a mistake commonly found in early cartography when coastlines were still poorly understood. So we're left with a map that mixes impressive accuracy with obvious errors. And that contradiction only deepens the mystery, because it suggests Piri Reis knew something, but not everything. This is where history fades into speculation. Some alternative researchers believe Piri Reis may have inherited fragments of a far older mapping tradition, knowledge copied and preserved across centuries. And this is exactly where Atlantis enters the conversation. Plato described Atlantis as an advanced civilization destroyed by a catastrophic event thousands of years ago, and some link that myth to the idea of ancient global maps. But let's be clear, there is no scientific evidence that Atlantis ever existed, and the Piri Reis map does not prove it. The Atlantis connection is a theory built on missing information, not hard proof. Still, one fact remains undeniable. Piri Reis explicitly said he used older source maps, and some of those sources have never been identified. And that gap is where theories are born. So, does this map prove the existence of Atlantis? The honest answer is no. But that doesn't mean the Piri Reis map isn't extraordinary. It shows that early explorers may have had access to far more geographic knowledge than we once believed, shared through trade routes, captured documents, and centuries of navigation across cultures. The real mystery isn't what we see on the map, it's what we don't. The original charts Piri Reis referred to are lost, leaving us with only fragments of a much larger story. And that's why this map still fascinates historians today. Not because it proves Atlantis, but because it reminds us that parts of human history are still missing, and some questions remain unanswered. To understand the mystery of the Piri Reis map, we also need to understand the limits of Piri Reis's world. In the early 1500s, vast parts of the planet were still unknown. Sailors had no accurate way to measure longitude, coastlines were often guessed, and maps were built from incomplete journeys and secondhand reports. And those limits are visible on the map itself. Some shapes are distorted. Entire regions are missing. Certain coastlines are clearly wrong. Mistakes that couldn't have come from advanced or lost knowledge. That's why historians don't see the Piri Reis map as proof of a forgotten civilization. Instead, they see it as evidence of something more human, how geographic knowledge was slowly collected, shared across cultures, and sometimes misunderstood.